Hey, what's up? It's a video response to Gothatfunk about his video "Spiritual Atheist." Um, so I just want to put it out there. He said at the beginning of his video he doesn't believe in God, gods, or a soul. Neither do I. That's done. I also want to say I enjoyed the video. I like seeing points of contention arise within the atheist sphere. And there's no one specific thing that I really disagreed with or had a point of contention with, um, but I couldn't disagree more with the video in its totality, and hopefully that'll make sense by the end of this. Um, so he talks about his grandfather and his grandfather being able to live longer than was projected simply by his will to live.
In 1965, my grandfather was given 2 or 3 years to live because he had a very serious heart condition. And my granddad told me that he was too young to die at that time and he wanted to live long enough to see me and my sister grow up. As it happened, my grandfather died in the year 1980, which is the year I turned 18. And 15 years after he was given 2 or 3 years to live. And his will to live was part of what kept him alive. That's a fact. When they did the autopsy after he died, they said that several of his organs had effectively died long before the rest of his body had died. They had ceased to function. So, yeah, I believe very strongly that my grandfather stayed alive for as long as he did because he wanted to. I feel the same way about my natural father at the moment. He's struggling, but he's had cancer off and on since the middle of the 80s, and he's kicked it 4 times. And, the doctors have written him off every single time, and he's always managed to come back. And my dad would be the first one to say that's because he's got a strong spirit. He doesn't want to go. So part of what I
And I think there's lots of medical evidence to show that, and the way you carry yourself, even your mood, does affect your health and all that. I have no problems with that. I just wouldn't take it to calling it spirit or anything like that. Um, he mentions the same thing about his father, and couldn't be happier that your father has beat cancer so many times. And I agree. It is his will to live, his fight, his feistiness, his appreciation for life. That all those things are real, physical, biological factors, and why he's still here, why he's doing so well. I can't call those things spirit. I think they all have real physical manifestations that I can turn to, that I can ascertain, like actual numbers if we really wanted to go into that. And then he talks about himself and how he feels when he has a truly beautiful experience, that there's something spiritual about it, like making love or seeing a child born, something like that.
mean when I say my spirit is my will to live. But it's not just that. It's also my appreciation for living. When I see something beautiful, be it a sunset or the Grand Canyon or the stars at night, when I experience something beautiful like making love or, whatever, to me, those are spiritual experiences. And I call them spiritual experiences because describing them any other way just seems insufficient to me because they affect the totality of my being.
And on that, I am really sympathetic because I have those same kind of experiences, and I want to talk about them in certain ways, and I don't feel like I do them justice. But maybe there's just no justice to be done. I When I took mushrooms, okay, that was I told everyone it was like a spiritual experience, but I didn't call it a spiritual experience because I don't believe in spiritual experiences. I had a very grounded earthly experience, but my head was fucked up. And so, um, I saw all these things, all these beautiful things. Saw things in ways that are almost indescribable and so beautiful that I do want to use adjectives and the way people talk about spiritual, it has a context. So if I say it was spiritual like, I think that I can get my point across without actually thinking that there was something more to the experience. And that's what I think the danger in using that word is. Like, obviously, Gothatfunk and I are pretty much in agreement throughout here. I just that word's not in my vocabulary. Maybe that's why I can't bring myself to use it or say it. But again, I do think it's dangerous to prop up notions like that. I mean, some things are just beautiful. Life is just beautiful. Evolution to me is beautiful, but there is nothing spiritual about it. It's beyond beautiful. It's indescribably beautiful that the all the twists and turns in the history of all these organisms that went into the eventual uh, realization of human beings. It's beautiful, but I don't think it's spiritual. I don't think it's emotions are real. They're not they're not fake. And so something that moves me there, that's all I feel like I have to say about it. All right, peace.